From we gotta grind for a living, slaying dimes, duck cops, bust shots for a living. Well, where I'm from, niggas dying for a living, do a crime for a living in the hood that I live in, nigga.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Ray. This is Ray's Place, kicking it how I kick it, doing how I do it. You know what I mean? This week I want to get into a couple things real quick. One, I want to talk about these playoffs this year. Two, want to talk about some music, and then I want to hop off into these scandals that's been going on lately. I want to bust that wide open for a hot minute with y'all. So let's get into it. Now, I can honestly say this year I am excited about the playoffs, because this year it looks like anybody can get it this year, for real. And, I think that's something that the playoffs have been lacking for quite some time. But I mean, I guess that would probably be the Lebron effect, him running the East for damn near 10, almost 15 years. And then, Golden State finally getting their shit together and, fucking up the West. It just kind of fell that way, you know what I'm saying? So, since LeBron went to the West, everybody in the East, has gotten better. So the competition look good out there, or it finally looks balanced. You don't know who's really coming out the East. I mean, you already know who really coming out the East, but still, it could be anybody's right now. So, yeah, and with LeBron being out West, it just gave everybody a chance to, eat. So, I mean, y'all try to shit on LeBron, and it's like, look what this man has done to the NBA. Everybody didn't have to get their shit together because of this dude. Front if you want to, but them is facts, though. Everybody had to get right because of LeBron. So, looking at the bracket this year, you got Denver versus the Clippers. You got Houston versus the Spurs. Utah versus Portland. Golden State versus OKC. Then you swing over to the East. Then you got Milwaukee versus Miami. Boston versus Indiana. Philly versus Detroit. Toronto versus Brooklyn. Like, yeah, this playoffs is going to look pretty nice this year. I feel like it's a couple of teams that can go all the way, and some of these teams just going to fizz out like they normally do this time of year around the postseason. So my picks going through this, it's going to be Houston over the Spurs, Denver over the Clippers. It's going to be Utah over Portland, Golden State over OKC. I kind of want to see OKC just with the upset, just for some shits and giggles, but I don't think it's going to happen. Everybody know that Golden State is just too loaded. So it's going to be Milwaukee over Miami, Boston over Indiana, Philly over Detroit, and Toronto over Brooklyn. Brooklyn get there every year in their first round byes, just like we were a couple years. We'll get to the playoffs and be first round byes like damn near automatically for like the past, 8 seasons, you know what I'm saying? And, Brooklyn been going through the same thing. So, yeah, Toronto going to walk that. Then when they hit Philly, I feel Toronto going to knock Philly just because of the experience of that squad. And then I feel we can take Boston. We get all our players back and get them in. We can beat Boston. So I see us going all the way to the finals. Keep it funky with you, like Just ain't nobody fucking with us right now. It's like it's Milwaukee's time. So, I see that in the East. And then, I see Houston over Denver, Golden State over Utah. I don't see Utah beating Golden State in a long run either. And so, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. So, on to some tunes. The Migos. I know that sounds funny right now, but the Migos. And this is how I feel about the Migos. Like, the way I feel about the Migos now is kind of like how I felt about the Hot Boys back in the day. When the Hot Boys dropped, I did not like them. I did not like that shit. I can remember being in high school arguing with everybody about that shit. Like, you listen to this shit? Like, huh? Like, what the fuck is this shit? And I listened to the Migos shit and I felt the same way. Like, what the fuck is y'all listening to? As of late, I listened to a couple songs and, I started catching they bop and I'm like, oh. Just like I did with the Hot Boys, it was just like, sometimes, shit just has to grow on you. That might not be your vibe at the time. Sometimes you just have to hear shit a certain way for you to get into it. And one of the new albums that I've been getting into is the new Takeoff album. What is it, Last Rocket or something like that? But yeah, I'm kind of feeling this shit. He got a couple tracks on there that I'm like, okay. Out of all the Migos, he is one of my favorite. I think he could, really spit between all three of them. All of them got their own different flow, but, he's one of the ones that I've been fucking with as of late. So, yeah, man, as far as new music, yeah, the Migos, I feel like they're going to be just like the Hot Boys, like a little bit later on. If they, stay together and just keep making music. Like, they going to be, they are one of the premier acts right now, but then, they already kind of, made their way into the books as far as what they're doing right now. But, yeah, they really going to be, solidified up, a bit further down the road in their career. But let's get into some real shit. You know what I mean? And I want to talk about some of these scandals that's been popping up lately. I mean, there's always something. But these ones in particular, just, it made me sit back and, just kind of smirk, but because it's like, you already know, but when you see somebody else just come to the realization that this is what's going on, you kind of laugh because it's like, see, and what I'm talking about is, with the college, scandal with the lady off the show Full House, did some funny business to get her kids into, a particular college. You know what I mean? And I have read on the internet there have been similar cases to where women of color have done the same thing to send their kids to a particular school out of their district, by, just using a different address. And, the punishment was, extreme, quite extreme for, trying to get your kid an education. Just because you live in a particular area, all of a sudden your kid is going to be deprived of getting a, proper education. It's just like, that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy that, we have to go through that. Meanwhile, here they is doing it. And when I say that, I mean white people. I'm not trying to make this a black and white issue, but for some reason, it's just always a black and white issue. Because when we do something, we get charged to the extreme. We get charged to the extreme. And when y'all do it, it's a slap on the wrist. And I just feel like, if, we're going to be canceling people and, digging up their past to send them to jail, let's make that equal across the board. Because as of lately, it seemed like it's just black people, major black people, paying the penalty. It's my opinion. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I've been seeing. These pedophile cases, they not right. I don't care what your color is, and I don't care what your status is. That shit is nasty, and it's not right. You do wrong, you pay the penalty. But if we gonna do it to our people, do it to y'all people too. Are y'all people still kicking it? If they had TV shows, the motherfuckers still running. If they had music, they records still playing. All that shit straight. We get caught up in some shit, y'all done yanked our whole catalog. If we had TV shows, y'all taking them off, slowly blackballing people out their positions and whatnot. It's like, damn. Is this really about a Me Too and, all this other shit, or is there an agenda? Now, a lot of us know that the answer to that, but it's more rhetorical right now. You can work that math out for yourself. But all I'm saying is, right is right and wrong is wrong. That woman did something that was illegal. Lock her ass up just like y'all lock our ass up. You know what I mean? Just thinking, just a couple of moments ago with the pedophile shit, they hit R. Kelly and, they was ready to get that nigga extreme time. They was ready to put him up, right? What about the regular pedophile cases? When it's just a regular motherfucker that don't nobody know that then committed some pedophile shit, what about them cases? Them dudes be in and out. In and out. To the point that they had to have a registry to live on the block because, they have to be registered as a pedophile. But why is it so easy for a pedophile to get back on the street as opposed to, a drug dealer or somebody else or somebody who committed murder? You know what I mean? So, let's really look at that. Like, R. Kelly, yeah, he fucked up. Put him up. But if y'all gonna do that to R. Kelly, do that to the rest of these niggas who's playing with kids. If y'all gonna let, Becky from Full House get the fuck off on her case, then you know what? Let those ladies out that's got locked up for sending their kid to a good school. If y'all gonna get paid for selling weed, let us get paid for selling weed too, and let those people out who y'all locked up for selling weed. Make the rules equal across the board. Stop fucking over us, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. I just want to come holler at y'all. You know what I mean?
Killers with the max dead P in my hood, man, they don't play. From the city where few of us maybe won't give it well. Take us how it goes down, run my way. And hustling is coming.